Hey there everyone, Paradise Gamer 13 here, bringing you an X and Y battle, and I have a few things I should probably say about this before I start. First of all, I actually recorded this like the week after X and Y came out, so it's been a little while ago, but I kind of just haven't had the time to do it. And originally I was just going to do it to show you guys my team, basically, or some of my team, I guess I should say, but. Yeah, it's in no way competitive whatsoever. I win somehow, but I think this is actually, this was my first, Wi-Fi battle. It was just against some random person too, so, it wasn't like it was like set up or anything with like a friend of mine or anything. It was just some completely random battle. Anyways, that being said, like I mentioned already, this is just like some Pokemon for my party. I have, as you can see here, Blaziken, who's really the only remotely competitively set up Pokemon. That being said, none of them are actually EV trained, technically. I know it's super easy and I have no excuse not to, but, I just haven't for some reason. I just kind of let them do whatever, and I was like, oh, I'll just go back and do it later, which I'm currently working on still, kind of, in my free time, which is like never. But, anyways, I'm getting off topic here. So, I have Blaziken, who is the basic speed boost one that you get, because I feel like, why would you not use that one? It's really awesome. I'm assuming you downloaded it already or whatever. Anyways, it has pretty good moves. It has a Choice Band, which is like the only good item I have on my Pokemon. No, I take that back. Doublade is pretty good too, because I gave him the Eviolite. Which actually wasn't really planned. It's just the fact that I was not able to find a Dusk Stone until I think a couple weeks ago or something like that. I finally found it and I was like, yes! Because Aegis Slash, I think? I don't know, however you say his name, the evolved form of Doublade is pretty cool. I mean, Doublade himself is pretty cool as well. I know some people were kind of skeptical of a sword Pokemon and all, but I thought he looked really awesome. The Steel Ghost typing is just really cool. Not to mention he has good defenses, as well as pretty solid attack, which you will see here in this battle. And then as for my last Pokemon, Carbink, another really super random addition to my team. I actually had the big panda guy. What was it? Pangoro, I think is what it's called. But that actually gave me, the way my party team is set up, I had that would have given me three fighting types. And I was like, I don't think I can deal with that. So I threw in, I really wanted a fairy type on my team, and I didn't have one. I think I didn't even catch a fairy type until I caught Carbink, who was I don't know, in one of the caves or something. Anyways, I'm really rambling at this point. But basically, he's a rock fairy type for those of you that don't know. He's also pretty defensive. I actually somewhat EV trained him. Because he was one of my later ones that I got. Oh, I did EV train Doublade, by the way. He's the only party Pokemon that I have right now that is fully EV trained. I think I just gave him all defense and attack, and then a little bit in special defense, maybe, or something like that, for Doublade. And then Carbink, I gave him some special attack and a lot of special defense. But he still has some weird, some attack EVs and stuff thrown in there that I didn't, quite do, because I didn't get started early enough or whatever. I don't know why, like I said, why I didn't do it before, and it's actually super easy and fast, in my opinion at least, compared to in previous games doing the EV training and stuff. Because I think I fully EV trained a Doublade in a couple hours, maybe even less than that, probably. Nah, probably close to a couple hours. Anyways, though, let me actually get started with the battle here. So, one more thing I want to mention about Carbink, though. I don't want to ramble too much, but I just saw, they had some person hacked into X and Y or whatever, and found 3 Pokemon that you can't find normally, or probably going to be event Pokemon or something, and one of them is a Rock and Fairy type. I forget its name, but it kind of looks like Carbink, I guess. Enough. I mean, it's rock and fairy types, so there has to be a connection. There's no way there's just 2 rock and fairy type Pokemon. Which made me so happy, because I was really disappointed when I found out Carbink didn't evolve. That was one of the reasons why I put him on my team, because I expected him to be this huge, he looks kind of cool. He's like a little rock sprite guy with these gems sticking out of him and stuff. Kind of reminds me. I assumed he'd be kind of like what's the Gen 5 guy, Gigalith, who has like the giant gemstones sticking out of him. I figured end up being like evolving into something like that. Anyways, let me stop rambling here and actually start with the battle. So starting off, I start off with Double-Aid because he is a very defensive powerhouse. I have no idea what this thing is. The fact that his name is in Japanese doesn't really help, because, like I said, I really don't have a clue. I figured it was like water, maybe dark type, and I switched into Blaziken to take the dark type move, which actually worked out well. I have no idea how I predicted that whatsoever, because that would have been really stupid of me to switch in Blaziken to a water type move. Anyways, I just go right for Sky Uppercut, because again, I assumed that thing was dark type, but I didn't really know. He switches in Garchomp. That hits it pretty well. I outspeed it. By the way, I was really worried that I wouldn't, because I didn't know if this guy had EV trained his Pokemon or not, whereas, because my Blaziken has quite a few speed EVs, but he's not maxed out like I wanted him to be, you know? So that was like one of the things I need to go back and like redo. But anyways, I'm able to take him out. I just go ahead and stay in here and Sky Uppercut this thing, because I knew I had outspeed. Let's say like Aqua Jet or something, but I thought maybe I could take a hit or something from Aqua Jet. Obviously not from Surf, because I didn't there. Obviously he's not a dark type though, because Sky Uppercut didn't kill him, so yeah. Anyway, I send out Carbink because I know that he has special defense EVs, and he can indeed take the Surf, which is awesome. And I fire off a Moonblast that kills him, which is awesome. And then he has, Farfetch'd, yeah. So this is pretty epic, and this is why I really love my Carbink. Granted, this guy's probably not really EV trained either from the looks of it, but still, I take the Brave Bird really well, despite only having like some defense EVs in my Carbink. Unfortunately, the fact that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I have some special attack EVs, which is kind of what I was going for, but I also have some attack as well, unintentionally. If I would have had them all in special attack, I think I probably could have easily taken down that Farfetch'd with a Power Gem, but obviously that wasn't the case, and I just barely missed taking him down, as you can see here. Kind of. My recording quality is not the best because I just use a camera. I don't have one of those fancy, 3DS capture card systems or whatever. Too expensive for me. But anyways, as you can see there, maybe you didn't or whatever, you can rewind or something maybe. But Double-Aid took that Night Slash really well. Eviolite and, maxed out in defense. Like I said, he's the only one I've actually EV trained, so he is fully maxed out in defense. I definitely made sure of that. I think he's, I forget the nature, but I'm pretty sure he has, the plus stat of his nature is defense, and I think the minus stat is attack, which kind of annoyed me. So whatever nature that is, minus attack plus defense, I think is what he has, but I could be wrong. Anyways, that worked really well, and you'll see in my next battle, because this is actually, I did this to try to test out my team a little bit, see what it was like, before I went to that X and Y tournament. This was the same day. So I will probably get around to narrating that one as well and putting that up here if you guys are interested in seeing it. But anyways, that is it for this battle. Like I said, hopefully you didn't come here expecting this to be remotely competitive. Like I said, this was my party team that only had one EV trained Pokemon on it and one kind of EV trained Pokemon on it. I'm sure Carbink is not going to be an OU or anything like that. Double-Aid probably at the most maybe would be in UU, maybe? I don't even know for sure that would be. I don't know. Aegislash is pretty good, though, so I don't know. And then Blaziken. Okay, so I had Blaziken, that was kind of a good component to my team, but he wasn't even really EV trained, so. Anyways, not trying to make excuses for myself or anything, but hopefully I'll actually, start getting to more competitive stuff. Like I said, I know I don't have the best recording equipment ever, but hopefully that is somewhat satisfactory for you guys. Either you could see what is going on, I guess. That's all that matters, I suppose. Hopefully. Not not entirely, I guess. But anyways, I'm really rambling at this point. So, I'm going to just go ahead and end this video here. If you guys liked it, I would really appreciate you leaving a like and potentially subscribing to my channel if you haven't done so and you want to get notified of future content and stuff. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks again for watching.